What's up you guys, it's Georgia. So in this video, I want to talk to you about what I think is the easiest way to start Shopify dropshipping with absolutely no money in 2020. So if you're someone struggling with Shopify or you don't simply have money to run any kind of ads, then I'm sure this video is going to be helpful for you. So let's get right into this. So what is the easiest strategy to get into? Well, there are two different things that you can do. One of them is to leverage an existing audience, which I talk about in this video. And the other one, which I'm going to talk in this video, is to actually build your own following, to build your own group of people. Alright, so if you're going to remember only one thing from this video, it's going to be this. The success of Shopify dropshipping depends on showing the right product in front of the right people. Alright, this is critical. Now, let's elaborate a little bit more on this and exactly what I mean. So, we have two different components, the right people and the right products. What do I mean by the right people and the right product? Now, what I mean by this, there is no such thing as right or wrong, but when you combine those two things, there is such a thing as right or wrong. Now, how do you actually go ahead and start Shopify dropshipping with no money? Now, the easiest way to go about this is to actually build a group of people who share similar experiences. Now, this is very important. What do I mean by similar experiences? Well, it can be anything, right? People are into so many different things, right? People are into koalas, people are into penguins, people are into hiking, biking, traveling, fishing, whatever, right? You can call them niches, you can call them interests, or you can call them people who share similar experiences, and that's what I prefer. Now, why is this so important to bring people together? Well, when you have a group of people who share similar experiences, right, it is very easy to show them a product that is related to their interests, right, or to their experiences. And it's also very important what kind of products you show them people. Remember in the beginning I talked about the right product in front of the right people? Well, if you have the right people, right, who share similar experiences, for example, you decided that you want to create a community of people who love penguins. Now, you are building an Instagram page, right? You're posting content and you have 20,000 followers who love penguins, right? They think that they are very cute and they just like your pictures, they comment, they tag their friends and stuff like that. So now when you want to monetize those people and start building a brand, you don't want to start showing them products for, say, koalas, right? Because that's not going to make any sense. So obviously you're going to be showing them products related to penguins. So this is exactly what I mean when I say that you have to show the right product in front of the right people. Now, I do want to say that there are different aspects to it, right? If you have, for example, say a passion niche, which I just said, which is like people who love something, right? People are passionate about penguins or koalas or, about something. It's a different thing than from people who have a certain problem, right? So for example, people may have back problems, right? People may have problems with their sleep. And that in itself is a totally different aspect of marketing, an angle of marketing. And here's why. Because when you're going to be choosing which kind of products to show to those two different kinds of people, for the first group of people, you're going to show them products which they are passionate about, right? So if they're passionate about penguins, you might show them a t-shirt with a penguin, right? Or you might show them a hoodie or a mug or a towel, whatever, something related to that thing. But if on the other hand, you have a group of people who have, for example, back problems, then you're not going to be showing them products with, so for example, a t-shirt that says I have back problems, right? It's probably going to be funny, but it's not going to solve their problem. So your aim here is to give them a product that is actually going to solve their problem. So what can it be? It can be a back brace, right? Something that straightens up their back and releases the tension and takes away the pain. So those are the two kind of different aspects of marketing that you can take here. Now, which one do I prefer personally and which one I recommend you do? Well, the one I had success with and the one I'm doing now is the one that is with passion, right? So I bring together people who share similar experiences and then I create unique products that do not yet exist, and I'm going to share with you shortly how to do that, and then I show them those products once I have some kind of following. Now, remember I talked in the beginning how you can have two different strategies to this, right? You can either leverage someone existing followers or you can build your own. Well, the one I do is I leverage existing followers of a person who has built their audience, right? So it can be an illustrator or a poet or someone, right? So those people, those artists that bring people together, they have a little community, right, or a tribe, and people engage with each other in regards to that content that artist is putting out, right? Now, when you're building your own, right, you have the freedom to decide which one you want to build upon. So we come to the question of what kind of niche, right, or what kind of group of people, which kind of similar experiences that you want to target. And we're also going to talk about how to actually do that. So let's talk about how do you actually choose a group of people. Well, it's really quite simple. First of all, think about what you are interested in, right? Obviously, you're interested, if you're watching this video, in dropshipping, right? But if you're going to bring together people who are into dropshipping, it's not so easy to actually sell them dropshipping products because they are aware of them, right? If, for example, you say you're interested in biking or fishing, you can bring people together around those interests and then start to build a following on top of that. Or you can also think, what your relatives or your friends or people who are interested. There's an endless amount of things that people are interested in, so just requires a little bit of thinking on your end about what kind of interests you want to focus on. Now, once you are settled in with your interests and you have chosen which one you want to do, the next thing is going to be about how do you actually start to bring people together and create this sort of tribe or a community. Now, the best way that I know for myself is Instagram by far. Instagram is probably the easiest way and the most user-friendly kind of interface to engage with and to bring people together. Let's go ahead and actually break down how do you bring together a group of people who are interested or who have similar interests. So let's say, for example, you decided that you want to target or you want to bring together people who are interested in penguins. So what do? You go ahead and you create a page and you say something like penguin lovers, right? And here's a pro tip. Think in advance and choose a name of the page that can correlate directly or that can be directly matched with your domain name. So what I can recommend here is something that is called lean domain name search or something like that. I'm gonna link it here in the video. I'm gonna pop it up. And what this allows you to do is it allows you to type in different keywords and search for names, right, for a domain name that are available, right? It's going to give you like web penguin or like developer penguin and stuff. There's going to be like thousands of options. Your goal here is to choose the one that you like the most and that has kind of the most appealing sound to it. Then your next thing is to go ahead and check if that username is available on Instagram. This way, you are creating an Instagram page, right? And that domain name is going to be available for you later on once you decide to build a website. So now we come to the point where you're actually going to be posting content. Now, when it comes to Instagram, there are three main criteria that you want to keep in mind and that you want to follow when you're looking to grow your page, when you're looking to bring people together. Number one is content. Your content has to be relevant. And don't be paralyzed thinking about what am I going to post and stuff like that. It's very quite simple. What you have to do is you need to find similar pages on Instagram, and then you have to see which content they're posting and which content is getting the most comments, and basically engagement. Now, there are also going to be influencers in that niche. So, right, say for example, you chose a fishing niche, right? And there's going to be some people, influencers, right, from the fishing niche. So, for example, they say they are professional fishers, right? So what you can do is you can follow those people and then you can occasionally check which content they're posting, right? And the content that is getting the most engagement, you can simply just repost it. But when you do repost it, make sure you tag that influencer so you're not violating any copyright. Step number one, that's content, right? So you can follow similar pages, follow influencers from that niche, and then just start bringing people together, bringing content together and using hashtags. That's number one. The second tip for Instagram is to actually do collaborations. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, George, I'm just starting a page, I have 0 followers, I'm posting all this content, I'm getting 1, 2 likes. This is going to take forever. And it's true unless you do collaborations. Now, what are collaborations? Basically is a way for you to collaborate with different pages and give a shout out for a shout out. There are 2 different ways to do this. There's a free way, right? And there is also a paid way. Now, the paid way is when you are paying someone to promote your page, right? To shout it out, and then you get engagement and followers from that page, right? You get their followers. The second way is the free one, right? So the free way is you find a page with in the similar niche with similar amount of followers, right? So if you chose a fishing niche and you have say 100 or 1,000 followers, you find a page with the same amount of followers and you say, hey, listen, let's trade followers. I'll give you my followers, right, a shout out, and you can give me a shout out as well. So that way we exchange followers and it's beneficial for both of us. So make sure you do extensive work on this. You look for pages and you do collaborations. Now, the third step, how to grow an Instagram page, is actually consistency. So the way Instagram algorithm works is that it likes consistency. It likes when you post things on a consistent basis. And the reason why it likes this is because it wants to show content constantly, right? People are checking Instagram, people are on Instagram all day, every day. So they need to create new content all the time. So that's why the algorithm prefers content that is consistent. So make sure you are consistent, make sure you're collaborating, and make sure your content closely matches to those interests of your target audience. So once you got the ball rolling, once you have some growth, you're getting there, maybe you have a couple of posts that are hitting the explore page, right? People are getting to notice you, you're doing more shout outs, right? And think about this. The hardest thing about this is to actually start and to actually get those first couple of hundred, maybe that first 1,000 followers. And I always have this analogy in my head, and I recommend you think about it as well, is think of a rocket, right? If you read anything about the rocket, like a space one, right? The hardest part for the rocket, where it uses the most fuel, is to actually get it off the ground. Once the rocket passes a certain barrier off the ground, it requires less and less fuel. And then at some point, it requires no fuel at all because basically there is no more gravity. And the same applies to this whole Instagram, right? Or e-commerce or dropshipping or whatever, right? The hardest thing is to start and to get those, that's when it requires the most amount of energy. And think about this as well. There's this very interesting graph that I hope that I can find, and it explains greatly how things actually work with e-com and dropshipping. Now, I don't want to go too much into this because this is just going to be a rant, but I'm going to quickly pop it right here on the screen, and you can see here that in the beginning, you are spending a lot of time, right? And you're getting literally no results. But the more time you invest, the more results you're going to get. And those results that you're going to be getting then, you're going to be forgetting about that time that you have put before. So you're going to be thinking that, you're putting literally no effort into this and it's bringing you results, right? But in reality, is all that time that you have put in the first place, it's slowly beginning to give its fruits. We've covered Instagram, right? We covered the 3 main pillars to grow an Instagram page, which is content, collaboration, and consistency. So let's say you have a page, right? You're investing time and you're probably thinking like, George, okay, I have a page, I'm growing it. Where's the money? How do I actually monetize this? So the best way to monetize this, right? There are a couple of ways to monetize this, right? You can sell paid promotions to other websites, by the way, which I don't recommend doing, because as soon as you start to do paid promotions, your engagement is going to start dropping. And the reason for that is because algorithm doesn't really like to do that. So make sure you don't do any paid promotions, because this is not what this strategy is really about. Once you do have some kind of following, I don't recommend you launch a product right away. What I do recommend is you build a little website where you don't have any products, but where you have the coming soon thingy, and then where people can sign up to the emailing list, right? So when the product goes live, they're going to be notified by email. Now, why is this powerful? First of all, because you're going to be building an email list. And an email list is powerful. If you're just starting with dropshipping, I can understand why you don't see the value in an email list, right? Because you might be thinking, oh my God, I'm getting so many emails, I don't look at them and stuff like that. But remember this, there are so many people, and email is a great and effective way to communicate with your customers, right? If you look at brands such as Boom by Cindy Joseph, right? Every email they send, they make money because they have, an email list of thousands and thousands and thousands of people. So an email list is an asset. It's very valuable because once you have an email list in some kind of niche, for example, fishing, right? You can then go on and offer that group of people constantly some kind of different products, right? You can offer them a bait, right? Or you can offer them some fishing gloves or a fishing rod or whatever it has to be. Whatever related to that niche, you can then send an email to them and you're going to be getting sales all the time. So you're basically building an asset by having that email list. So make sure to keep that in mind. So once you create that little website, right, and the website domain is going to be the same as your page, which is going to be look very nicely together, you can then start to slowly announce it and get people to sign up to your mailing list, and you have to get them hyped up, right? You have to say, oh, we are about to launch this product, make sure you're on the lookout and stuff like that, because this is going to be really building up that hype and people are going to be excited for that product. Once you have an email list, right? Once you're ready to launch, once you have the website, you have the domain name, you have a following, right? Say you have 20, 30,000 followers on your Instagram page. What you do then is you launch that product and you announce it to your email list and to your Instagram following. But here's one pro tip. Don't just post a picture on a white background on your Instagram page, right? Or send an email with something like bye, bye, bye. Instead, make sure to keep your content native. What I do recommend is, I know I said in the beginning that you don't need to have any money for this, right? And you actually don't, right? I was gonna say that you need to order the product yourself and take some pictures and stuff. But what you can do, the internet is vast, so there are 100% pictures of that product that you want to launch already on the internet in a kind of a lifestyle way. So what you want to do is you want to take those pictures, edit them a little bit. You can use free software such as Canva, and then launch that thing onto your Instagram, because people are used to seeing lifestyle pictures, right? Or people are used to seeing what you're posting. So if you're going to post a picture of a product on a white background, you might get a couple of sales, but you're not going to get any engagement. Your engagement is going to drop, right? People are going to be like, oh, what is this? They're probably selling something as well. So you really have to keep it native. And from that point on, once you launch that product, it's just going to get easier and easier every single day, because you're going to get more customers, right? You're going to get a bigger email list. You're going to be having more people following you on your Instagram page, right? And it's just going to start really snowballing, and then you can retarget those people. So it's very, very important that you build a store, right? Or you don't actually build a store, you build a brand, because a store doesn't really have any assets to it, right? But a brand has assets to it because people are engaged, it's the same niche, right? And it's around a specific thing that people are going to be buying all the time. And remember this, products die, but the niche doesn't, right? So for example, if you're doing fishing and one kind of bait or a product dies away, the fishing niche doesn't die away. It's probably not going to die ever, right? So, and new products are coming in all at single time. So you can promote one product to them now, right? You can then promote them another product next week, right? You can then promote them another product in a month and stuff like that. So think about it this way. Think about it. You're building a brand, right? You're building a brand asset. You have emails, you have a following. And then the most important thing, once you have this, once you have consistent sales, right? You have your pixel installed. Facebook knows who are your customers. Once you build some money and you have some cash flow, you can then, buy Facebook ads, buy Google ads, right? And in the end, once you have consistent sales, once you have a solid brand asset, what you can do then is you can exit that business and you can sell it off for a profit and take that money and start building something that is worth millions and millions and millions of dollars. So I'm going to wrap this video up here. I hope you found this valuable. I kind of went on a rant here because I'm feeling a little bit free talking to a camera. So if you have any questions, make sure to leave them down in the comment section below. I will go through them, and I do want to help you personally. Now, also, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm, because it helps me reach more people. And by reaching more people, I can actually teach more people how to make money online. So with that being said, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.